Hey everybody, it's Xander and welcome to what is probably one last unboxing for the week. It is the last of all the plethora of figures I need to unbox. It is the one I'm most excited about. This was like my dream Sonic figure. This is Neo Metal Sonic from the Jakks Pacific Wave. You can see who else is in the set here. Another classic Sonic, Rouge and Silver. Neo Metal is the only one I got from this wave because I've already got Rouge, I've already got Silver. I didn't have Neo Metal, and I've already got a classic Sonic. And they put out a million Sonic. Sonic gets put in every wave, you know he does. There is always one Sonic for every wave, whether it's a classic Sonic, a modern Sonic, or a Super Sonic. But Neo Metal is a figure that I wanted more than anything. It was to a point where I was considering making a Neo Metal myself one day, even if I didn't have any need for it, because I wasn't originally going to do stop motion. So let's pop this guy open. Let's take a look at him. Let's talk about him. Let's talk about why I like him so much. Sonic Heroes was my first Sonic game. I've talked about it a lot these last few videos. Sonic Adventure 2 is my favorite game of all time. But I recognize that Sonic Heroes is not the greatest game of all time. It is in fact just kind of one of the games of all time, really. But I have fond memories of it on my GameCube. I remember it very well from the GameCube era. And I played it even just 5-6 years ago in a Let's Play that you can watch, also on this channel. Because if you didn't know, this channel used to be a Let's Play channel. It used to be a lot of different things. I just nearly hit myself with the scissors there. Do not open things with scissors the way I am. As I open up Neo Metal here. Let's get him out. Volume warning while I do so. Oh, there's one last thing holding him around the waist. I didn't even notice that. There we go. Got him out. And he's got this little lightning bolt that goes with him. There we go. So Neo Metal Sonic has actually made like a resurgence lately in media. He's in one of the new mobile games, right? And he can turn into Super Neo Metal Sonic. So perhaps if I can find a second Neo Metal, I'll pick that up and I'll make custom Super Neo Metal, which would just be hitting this guy with some shiny gold paint. But God, this guy's cool. He's got a double jointed elbow. I would kind of like it if I would genuinely rebuy a lot of the characters I've already bought if they re-released them with elbow joints. I would. Like if they put out a new classic, like if they put out new Sonic and stuff with elbow joints, I'd buy it. I'll admit. Okay, so his cape here is made of plastic, which makes standing him up a little easier, I'll admit. Standing him up, a lot easier actually with this. Although I've seen a lot of people do customizations where they make this into cloth. Got like a almost starfish design back here on the back of his head. I've never really gotten a good look at him. I searched for this figure for months. As I said, this was kind of like when I realized that Jakks was doing like obscure characters almost, or more forgotten characters like Mephiles and stuff in the 4-inch wave. Deep down, I had really hoped Neo Metal would get a figure, but I never got my hopes up for it because it just seemed like he was just this forgotten relic of Sonic Heroes. And then lo and behold, this became a thing. And then they announced it. I saw it get announced. And there were multiple times where I went to Target or Walmart and I looked at the back of a box of the plethora of Sonics that litter the shelves there as shelf warmers. Or peg warmers, I think is what people call them. Either way. The plethora of modern and classic Sonics. And on the back of one of the boxes, I saw Neo Metal. And I thought, dang, I just missed out on him. And so I went back, kept looking. After the gym one day, I decided I'd go up to Target and I'd just take a look. Lo and behold, there he was. All right, head motion, not great on this guy due to the big shoulder pads. But I do think Neo Metal is just a really cool design, right? I think he's got just such a cool design. Because, like, he's got the spine. I think the spine colorings are supposed to be because he copied Shadow's data. And, yeah, like, turning his head is not easy. I'm worried to mess with it too much. But I do love his design a lot. And as I said, Sonic Heroes was one of my first games that I ever played. It was my first Sonic game. It's what introduced me to Sonic Hero, or it's what introduced me to all the Sonic characters. And I finally beat it, actually, not long after I started this channel in 2011. And then I did a full Let's Play of it 7 years later in 2018, which you can go watch. It's a fine Let's Play. It's fine. I don't really have much more to add to it than it's a fine Let's Play. But, God, this guy is so cool. And, man, I will say, them making Neo Metal... Oh, and he's got this big spine on his back. That's another reason why his head can't turn very far. Articulation-wise, not great. Like, this is the most he can do. You gotta... But his hips swivel, so if we really need him to look a direction, we can. But it's fine. I do like how he looks, though. He looks really cool. And I'm glad that we're kind of getting more of a return to Neo Metal Sonic in content. Little cheap plug here for something that's not my content. Go watch the Death Battle. Eggman versus Bowser. It's got Neo Metal Sonic in it, and it goes Super Neo Metal Sonic in it at one point, which is really cool. I also just love Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic's just cool in general. But yeah, this was the figure I've been dreaming, or the dream figure for me with the Jakks waves. And so at the end of the day, this is the one I was most excited about when they announced it. Now, at this point, for those curious, and, you know, not going to sit here and shill for money, but I will say that there's a link in the description to donate to me if you wanted to support my figure buying addiction. At this point, I am down to needing Classic Amy, Classic Metal Sonic, Classic Tails, Classic Knuckles, Classic Super Sonic from the Classic and Classic Robotnik from the Classic figures that are out. And then Metal Sonic 3.0. And I think that's it. Just 7 figures that I'm missing right now. And then movie-wise, I'm looking for Movie Tails and Movie Supersonic. And that's it. So, you know, if you want to donate to the Xander Buys a Ridiculous Amount of Figures Fund so that I can buy these guys when I see them, it's appreciated, but definitely not required. Check out the live streams, though. Check me out on my other channels, Ellis11 Universe and Wrestle Luigi. Less so on Wrestle Luigi lately. I just haven't had time. But let's go get this guy on the shelf, and then I can finally wrap up my figure unboxings for the day. Because I've been doing this for about an hour and a half now. And I've opened 7 figures in the last hour and a half. Alright, so quite clearly, Neo Metal is going to go up here on the Sonic Villains shelf. I'm going to tuck him here just behind the original Metal Sonic and Chaos. Although that does make him a little hard to see, so I'm going to push this storage bin out of my way. And we're going to rearrange this shelf just a little bit here as best as I can with one hand, because obviously we want the Eggmen front and center, even though, as I've joked about, I don't know anything about Mr. Dr. Eggman, but that'll work. And then we can move Metal Sonic up here with Eggman, because he's Eggman's greatest creation. Eventually, unless they make a figure of her themselves, Jakks do, unless they do that, I will probably get the stuff, because on the part of the reason I do make the donation comments is because with making custom figures, I want to buy a 3D printer at some point in the near future. And at that point, I'm going to make Sage one of Eggman's newer characters in the Eggman Empire. Let's see. This is what I mean by I need to get like a tiered display or something for these guys, because Infinite... Oh, no. Oh, no. Jim Carrey. I'm sorry. Here, do this, and then we can get Jim Carrey stood back up, kind of tuck him back here, grab the Phantom Ruby, because the Phantom Ruby is very much an Eggman thing compared to a Sonic thing. And then we can bring Neo up a little bit as well. Alright, yeah, there we go. That shelf has filled out a good bit today by adding 3 characters to it for me. Of course, for you guys, it's been across a week. But yeah, alright, there we go. Here's the updated figure shelves in the last couple days of doing these unboxings. Not that many of them got new stuff added to them, but some of them did. And then the movie shelf down here. But alright, that's going to do it. There's Neo Metal. That was the last figure I have to unbox for now. I'll hopefully have some more Speed Adventures and other stop-motion stuff news for you in the coming days. Take care, everybody. I've been Xander. Follow me on Instagram. All that other jazz.